like to introduce Archit Bhargava. He's from Niantic Labs, which was the creator of Pokémon Go, which is a game that needs no introduction, really. I'm the lead writer for GamesBeat at VentureBeat. I've worked at VentureBeat for 9 years. I have been covering games for about 20 years, and I've covered technology news for about 25 years now. And I have Archit also talk more about his background. So.
Sweet. Hi everyone, I'm Archit Bhargava. I head up global product marketing at Niantic for Pokémon Go and Ingress. At Niantic, we're focused on building games that get people out and about and exploring, and I'm sure we'll talk more about that. But yeah, I've been with the team since the early days. About 5 years ago is when we started. We're a small part of Google, and lately we spun out and became an independent startup and launched Pokémon Go, and it's been very, very exciting since.
Yeah. So tell us about the Niantic's early mission. I think maybe not everybody knows automatically what that was, and how you sort of thought about creating this new category of games and entertainment. So.
Sure. So Niantic started as a small team within Google. We were sort of like an experimental project, and our mission was to build games and experiences that got people out and about, that got them out there exploring the world around them, physically moving in order to play and consume the content. So our internal mission at Niantic is adventures on foot with others. The idea is gaming typically is sedentary. We're playing on our couches or in the train or at home, and we wanted to flip that model. If it's a beautiful sunny day, you live next to a park, and you're stuck indoors playing Minecraft or Candy Crush or whatever, we just felt like, wouldn't it be awesome if you had a reason to go out and enjoy, get those endorphins going, get a little bit, movement, and that became kind of the thesis. And we started building games. The first one that we launched was Ingress. Ingress is a massively multiplayer location-based game that we launched in 2012. It's crossed 20 million downloads, and we have a lot of people that play the game regularly. So Ingress is like a capture the flag game. You're basically trying to capture as much territory as you can in your city. And there are two teams, the Enlightened and the Resistance, and they're trying to kind of battle each other and claim as much dominance over world as possible. And what was really interesting with Ingress was we saw these social connections and friendships emerge when people were playing this game outside, meeting each other that were also playing, other people that were also playing the game, and they started forming these friendships. And that became really cool to us. We saw that on social media, and we felt like this is something we did not expect, this real-world social element. We hoped for it, we planned for it, but to actually see that happen was very compelling. So we started doing real-world events with Ingress. We've done over 200 events so far. We've had more than 100,000 users attend all our Niantic-hosted events. And it's cool, you get together on a Saturday, the weather is nice, for 4 hours you're running around the city, capturing as much territory for the game as you can. It's a scavenger hunt-like thing. It's along the lines of Born Identity. You're sort of like a spy. You're finding these dead drops, which we tape early in the morning under park benches, and you get these clues, and you go there and you do stuff, and you help your team win. So it's a pretty interesting mechanic, and we felt like people really enjoyed this type of game, and we started branding it as this new category of real-world gaming. And Pokémon Go is a natural evolution of this category.
It's like a dry, Ingress was a dry run for Pokémon Go in a lot of ways. Like you got your locations, your real-world locations out of it, and you figured out how to do events as well.
Totally, yeah. I mean, in many ways, Ingress for us was like a proof of concept. It's the perfect R&D ground for us, where we have this incredible and really passionate user base, where we'll launch features and we'll get real-time feedback from the community, pivot, iterate, and then whatever's working really well, we have adopted some of those principles into Pokémon Go and seen that at a much higher scale, because Pokémon Go just has a much broader appeal.
So Pokémon Go launched on July 9th, and I guess we don't know every detail about it, but Niantic did announce that in 90 days it had 500 million downloads. And I think App Annie estimated that in those 90 days it had about $600 million in revenue from the in-app purchases. A lot of different industry sources said it was the most successful mobile game ever launched, right? So Niantic has done what everybody in this room is only sort of dreaming about, I guess, right now. So I kind of want to go behind the scenes a little bit, to the summer to see what it was like to be in sort of the eye of this sort of tornado.
So just a question for the audience. How many of you have played Pokemon Go? And how many of you have seen a lot of people out there playing Pokemon Go? So summer for us was like, it's like you're trying to throw this party and you have 30 people that you've invited and 3,000 people show up. and you're trying to deal with that. And that is sort of what happened with us. We knew that, so Pokemon is a 20-year-old brand. It's beloved. My generation grew up with it. I grew up with it. And we knew that there's a lot of Pokemon fans out there that would really benefit and really enjoy, from the game. We knew that there would be some positive appeal, and we had our aspirational goals for MAUs, DAUs, downloads, and that sort of thing. And then we launched, and things got a little bit exciting fairly quickly. We did this blog post with the folks at Google Cloud, we had the statistic mentioned, which was we had an estimated traffic level, and we had servers planned for that. We had a worst case scenario of 5x that, which was very ambitious, and we had additional server capacity planned for that as well. The reality that ended up happening was 50x of that. And that's why if any of you tried to play within the first 3 or 4 days, you probably got that screen that said, servers are down, we'll be back soon, the Pokemon are at work. So that was, those were the kind of initial set of days. I think for us, just seeing that this new mechanic of going outside, walking, trying to catch these cute augmented reality creatures, and for the first time seeing them in your real environment, I think that mechanic was really compelling. And at the heart of it was the Pokémon brand, which is so wide. They have more than 700 Pokémon, and it's really rich and well loved. So we felt like the combination of this really cool mechanic with this really powerful IP was probably what struck a chord with a lot of people. And the fact that it got people moving, it gave them more things to look forward to when they went for their grocery shopping runs or when they're walking to work or stuff like that. I think a lot of people play Pokemon Go during those moments because they're walking anyway. But we saw a lot of people walk a lot more. In December, late December of 2016, we announced that since launch, the Pokemon Go player base had collectively walked 8.7 billion kilometers. That's 200,000 trips around Earth. And a lot of that is additional walking, right? Like, you probably don't really want to take 2 more blocks to get to where you want to go, but you would do that if there's a Charizard right there, because you really want this rare Pokemon that's Charizard, right? So all of this was happening during the summer. We saw a lot of people get together. I think that was really exciting for us. The fact that, sons and parents and, daughters and moms and, families were coming together, going out and playing together as a cohesive unit. I think that was really exciting for us. We saw all those videos in Central Park where there was sort of like a stampede because a Snorlax was spotted, which is a rare Pokemon, and some of it's scary because you don't really want a lot of people running, and it's definitely a safety concern. We're trying to work on that, but it was pretty exciting to just see how people were kind of coming together and really enjoying the game. Yeah. Behind the scenes, a lot of sleepless nights. We were trying our best to make sure that people are having a great experience, and also we wanted to make sure that we kind of made the most of this attention that the world, gave us.
So I guess during that time, I guess every big game has a usage curve where it sort of goes up really fast and then it starts to decline. You have the opportunity to update the games and try to add these features. Not only did you have to deal with the server challenge, but you also then had all these demands for content. Right?
Yep.
Now they wanted player versus player, and they wanted more Pokemon, and they wanted everything that they would expect from the previous Pokemon games. Right? So you then sort of get into this race of like, before that usage curve declines too much, you want to give them this content, right? So what is that also like, given that you had to accelerate it? I mean, I think when I interviewed John Hankey in the spring of this year, the company had 35 people, right?
Yeah.
It's bigger now, but.
Yeah, we're still small and lean, and I think that's how we want to be. Obviously, want to grow, and we are growing, which is awesome. But to answer your question, Dean, from the very get-go, we've always said that Pokemon Go is a 5-10 year long game. It's not a 6-month project. It's not a 1-year project. We're really looking at this as a long-term MMO-like game that'll constantly evolve. When we launched, we called it internally the MVP, the minimum viable product, which in our minds had only 10% of the feature set that we really wanted to ship and that we could realistically ship, given our team size and resource constraints and all that. So totally right. As soon as we launched, a lot of people caught a lot of Pokemon and they're like hungry, right? They're give me more. How do I catch the next generation of Pokemon and so on and so forth. So we totally get that, and we're trying our best to add as many new features that we have already kind of brainstormed to the game so that people can enjoy that. So over the last 6 months since launch, we've added a lot of new features that have really evolved the gameplay. We added like this Pokemon Buddy feature. You had a buddy Pokemon that you could select, and your buddy would help you gain candy, and candy helps you evolve your Pokemon, which in effect gets you more Pokemon. We're trying to really rethink the gym battling feature, where you take your Pokemon and you can battle them with those of others, because that's one of the core game mechanics or core game loops of the Nintendo DS version of the games. So we have a lot of awesome stuff coming in 2017, and we started with the Gold and Silver, the next generation of Pokemon in December, and many more will be coming soon. So we're excited for this year.
So the theme here is about gadgets in the future, and you mentioned the 10-year horizon there, I guess. But how do you build for the right now and then watch that horizon as well? And I guess the second part of that is, what sorts of gadgets would you like to see created for your type of games?
My secret fantasy since I was a 10-year-old kid reading, comic books was to have that Iron Man helmet, not the helmet itself, but some type of a glass-like thing, like in the Terminator movies, where you kind of, walking around, everything that's going on, things are layered on top of each other. And it's unbelievable to see that we already have technology that can do that. I don't know how many of you've already walked the floor, but it was really cool to see all these, drones and smart glasses and smart devices that are clearly from some type of a sci-fi movie. So we're really excited about that future. At Niantic, we're really excited about augmented reality. I think that's where we are bullish on, and that's where we want to focus on. Because our thesis is, let's get people out, let's get them walking. We're really concerned about 3 things: exploration, taking people to interesting places in their city; fitness, making sure that they move. Every game features such that it ensures that you have to physically move to accomplish something in the game; and social gameplay, which is when you go out, and if you go out with a group of friends, it's just so much more fun. And if you've ever set goals, and if you have a sparring partner or a group of people that you want to accomplish that with, you're just, your neck is on the line, and you're compelled to, do more within the game. So the social gameplay aspect is also pretty important. So the way we're thinking about this is, we know that smart glasses and better wearable devices are coming. We know that there will be that future where these will be ubiquitous. We don't want to wait for that future. We're building now. There's a lot that we can do to push the boundaries within the smartphone device itself. Pokemon Go is a great example of that. For the first time, we saw these cute augmented creatures, augmented reality creatures that you could see. In fact, we heard from one of the members on our staff. His daughter thinks that they're real. Sort of like the Santa Claus phenomenon. And that's kind of cute. obviously at some point he's going to tell her that this is a game, but I think we want to continue innovating within the realm of the smartphone category. I'm really excited for smartphones like Tango, which have better depth sensors and better orientation logic and better AR capabilities, and I think that's going to be really interesting. But what I'm personally really excited about, and I know people on the team as well, are smart glasses where you can walk around. If you're playing Ingress, you're like Jason Bourne yourself and walking around, you're seeing things. You get a call from an AI and says, don't look up, don't look up. You're like, whoa, what's going on? And they're like, go here, get the packet, do this thing. I think that type of a reality with those type of gadgets will just have more escapism built in, which is why a lot of us play games. So I think that'll be pretty interesting.
I guess the important point for you guys, though, is that the fact that there were more than a billion smartphone users out there was the only way for you guys to get 500 million users in 3 months, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Built for what's in everyone's pockets already, and the day smart glasses and those type of devices are ubiquitous, we'll pivot and obviously want to build for that.
So how should game developers think about this intergenerational gameplay and a higher mission as well? Pokémon Go is actually the only game that I've played with my 3 daughters all at the same time. So it's interesting.
That's a really good question. I think deep down, a lot of game developers, what they really want is to build awesome games with really compelling features and really awesome content that can lead to sticky behavior. And if you can have a bigger addressable market, that's better for you because that's more users, it's possibly more revenue. So the way we think of intergenerational play or gameplay is we would love to see more and more game developers build content and game mechanics that have a broader appeal. Nintendo Wii is the perfect example of that, right? Nintendo launched the Wii and you could play it with your parents, you could play with your friends. It's really something that has wide appeal. Pokemon, this awesome brand, has that wide appeal, and I think that combined with these really kind of higher purpose mechanics of getting people out and about and walking and moving and losing weight and experiencing those endorphins and feeling a little bit happier and that confidence boost. I think those type of positive human responses can lead to sticky behavior, which is what we see with Pokemon Go. We're really happy with the retention rates, and I think people play because they're experiencing such benefits and also obviously enjoying the game itself, so they want to come and play more. So I think we would love it if more and more game developers can build content and features that have, that can compel a 70-year-old man to a 70-year-old young girl to play the same game and have that have fun together. A lot of people on our team are parents, they have kids. So when we're building features, we're definitely thinking about that. We're thinking of if I'm going out and trying to battle this gym on a Saturday morning with my son, how do we make it so that both of us can together have a higher order payoff? And if we can accomplish that, then that's great. Like they'll do it every Saturday or Sunday, and that's good for us. We want that. So
you don't want to make a game that's just going to glue them to their screens, I guess.
Yeah. That's where the trends of smart devices and all come in, because we obviously don't want them glued to the phone as well, even when they're out. But obviously, if it's a beautiful day, go outside and play, right? Like that's what we're hoping for. We've seen a lot of really awesome stories, on social media and even in news articles of people, coming out of depression, people having reduced cases of agoraphobia, social anxiety. I read this Medium post where this guy from San Jose, he lost 30 pounds in 2 months playing Pokemon Go, and he was a loner. He didn't really have a lot of friends. He started making friends, as he was playing the game, and he said, "I'm so excited. This game has really lifted up my spirits and my confidence. I'm finally looking forward to meeting more friends, making more friends, and dating." And this guy hadn't dated. And then the first comment on that article was this other woman from San Jose who replied back and said, "Hey, let me know if you want a partner in crime for your next Poké Walk." And just seeing that was so awesome for us. And if more and more games can have that effect of bringing people together and getting better, then I think we'll be a happier society.
Yeah. Well, I'm still playing. I'm only level 21, but I'm still walking the dog at night.
That's respectable. That's a respectable level.
And but my daughters have lapsed, and they're waiting for these big updates. So
they're coming soon.
All right, cool. Very good. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks, guys.